Put down those number 2 pencils because beginning tomorrow, the SAT is going fully digital, right? Students will still have to show up at the testing sites. Can't do anything about that, but they will be using laptops and tablets to take the college admission test. Some new features of this exam: it's about an hour shorter than the worksheet version of it. The math and reading sections are broken down into 2 sections. The difficulty level, listen to this, of the second section will depend on how well a student does in the first section, and kids will not be waiting weeks for their results. They'll get them in just days. Digital SAT's launch comes as its administrator, the College Board, and backers of standardized tests, college admissions, hope to win over schools and critics who are skeptical of its place in college admissions, period. The numbers of students taking standardized tests have plummeted as universities stop requiring the tests for admission, many of them since COVID. Let's bring back in the panel. Barbara, I want to start with you. Is this progress or is this a bad idea? What's wrong with the traditional method, and do you think this could increase cheating?
Well, I think, we're obviously experimenting with this. We're trying to see if maybe this is a little less stressful, whether or not this test is going to really be something that we need to take anymore. But, we've had some now, maybe we need to go back to have something that's a little bit standardized, but schools are, trying to find some different ways of having other methods of determining what's going to determine what is the best way to evaluate how kids are going to be getting in the right schools. But I think we're going to have some, different ways of determining what's the best school for everybody. And, let's try some different methods.
Amisha, the COVID-19 pandemic certainly intensified questions about whether the exams favor students from higher income families. Going digital will not change the debate about equity here, right?
Absolutely not. And the question wasn't about how the test was administered. It was about the questions that are on the test and how they are derived. Because typically speaking, they were driven from questions and sample questions that were scenario based that, quite frankly, favored more upper middle class white Americans than it would anybody who was of another demographic. Again, it was question-based, and whether or not those questions were equitable, and it has been proven that they are not. Moreover, the testing process in and of itself has been proven not to show as strong of a correlation to college success as was previously understood. A stronger corollary to college success has been the GPA rates of students than it has been these tests in general. So a move away from them was actually welcomed by many students, as well as those who might not have done as well on these tests, but have been shown to pursue and persist throughout college and to graduation, irrespective of the test scores on the ACT or the SAT.
Mike, test administrators say the digital SAT addresses some equity issues in that there is built-in calculator, alleviating the need for students to bring their own, and they are also offering free full-length practice exams online. Good start. Does it really address it?
No, it actually makes the digital divide come to life. We've been having lots of discussions around broadband access, the digital divide. I don't think the College Board took in consideration this aspect of many individuals actually don't have the physical products of a tablet, of a laptop in order to practice. Many students just don't have the broadband access that is needed to pull the amount of data that is necessary in order to flip the pages digitally to advance to the next section. A lot of students just don't have practice with tablets moving forward, moving backwards, in particular when it's time to take a test that's so consequential to your ability to get into a school of your choice, where we tell 17 and 18-year-olds your future depends on it. And so we haven't really addressed the digital divide access when it comes to the products. And so for me, that is a concern. In particular, how do these students practice on these tablets and laptops when they actually don't have access to tablets and laptops before we even get to the content of the questions?
Yeah, that's a really good point. And Jay, I think one good thing about those number 2 pencils was that they had an eraser on the end. And so I remember changing, several answers. Oh, let me go back and think about that one. Once you hit enter on a keyboard, there's no use of an eraser. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and I would always get stressed that I wasn't filling in the circle correctly or all that stuff. So that is a real concern. I mean, I don't know how big of a concern it is. I think one thing that Amisha and Mike noted that's worth building out, too, is that one of the concerns about equity with this test also is that upper middle class kids, even middle class kids, also get tutors for these tests. And this doesn't negate that. We've seen that in our own reporting here at ABC News and other issues in education, too. For instance, 1/3 of American fourth graders do not read at a basic level. For African-American fourth graders, it's 60%. And one of the reasons why is that their white counterparts are getting some kind of tutoring that's helping pull them out from those lower level reading scores that they are not getting. The same applies in the SAT, and that is not fixed by changing the way that this test is administered.
Yeah, they're SAT tutors and they're expensive, and not everybody can afford it. I think therein lies one of the major problems. Mike, Barbara, Amisha, Jay, thank you all.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.